Has the Maranello team really found the formula to compete for the championship, or is Lewis Hamilton just being polite when commenting on the recent progress made by the red team? The seven-time world champion's statements about the progress of Ferrari's number 25 car raise fundamental questions about the true condition of the traditional Italian team and its ability to close the huge gap to McLaren over the course of this season. We need to analyze the current situation. Ferrari started 2025 with high hopes of competing for the title, especially after the sensational signing of Lewis Hamilton, who left Mercedes. The goal was crystal clear: to combine the experience and talent of the most successful driver of the modern era with Italy's historic passion for competition. However, the facts have turned out to be quite different from what was planned. While McLaren has taken the lead in the team championship with a commanding 299-point advantage, Ferrari is comfortably in second place, but well out of contention for the title. What makes this scenario even more fascinating is the striking disparity in performance between the two Ferrari drivers. Charles Leclerc has been able to fully exploit the potential of Car 25, achieving 5 podium finishes in the current season and maintaining 5th place in the individual standings. Lewis Hamilton, on the other hand, has not even managed to reach the 3rd step of the podium so far, a circumstance certainly not anticipated when he chose to leave Mercedes in favor of Ferrari. This difference in achievements raises questions about the 7-time champion's adaptation to the new equipment, or whether there are more complex issues occurring internally at Maranello. The change in discourse came with the implementation of improvements to the rear suspension of car number 25, which arrived precisely during the Belgian Grand Prix. The effects were instant and remarkable. Leclerc managed to finish on the podium at Spa-Francorchamps, and in the subsequent race in Hungary, he pulled off one of the biggest surprises of the season by securing pole position, beating the dominant McLaren. It was Ferrari's first pole position in 2025, a feat that many had already deemed unattainable given the hegemony of the Woking team. However, this is where the situation becomes truly intriguing. Hamilton was emphatic in stating that the improvements are genuine and that the team is definitely moving forward. His comments were direct. "The update is really positive. I think there are more possibilities to get more out of it." However, the 7-time champion was also pragmatic in accepting that they have not yet reached McLaren's level, admitting that he is not sure if they will be able to reach that level. Hamilton's radical frankness may represent both an acknowledgement of the current situation and a tactic to ease the pressure on the team. The Hungarian Grand Prix perfectly demonstrated the contradictions present at Ferrari. While Leclerc stood out in qualifying and maintained his chances of victory for much of the race, Hamilton faced an embarrassing elimination in the second qualifying session and finished in exactly the same starting position, 12th. The 42-point gap between the teammates in the championship tells a story that transcends simple adaptation to the vehicle. Is there a more fundamental problem with the way Hamilton is relating to the car, or does Ferrari simply have equipment that is better suited to Leclerc's driving style? Leclerc's irritation after losing positions in Hungary and finishing only 4th also exposed another disturbing aspect. The Monegasque driver blamed the team for not following his instructions on an enigmatic problem that hampered his performance in the final stage of the race. This raises questions about Ferrari's internal communication and whether the same strategy and execution obstacles that plagued the team in previous seasons still remain, even with all the structural changes that have been implemented. The situation is further complicated when we examine Ferrari's historical context. The Maranello team has always been known for the extreme pressure it puts on its drivers, especially when expectations are high. Hamilton, despite being a 7-time world champion and having faced high-pressure situations throughout his career, may be facing a different kind of challenge in his new home. The Italian culture of intense passion for motor racing can both inspire and immobilize, and it would not be the first time we have seen a great driver needing time to fully adjust to the Ferrari mindset. On the other hand, it is impossible to ignore that Leclerc appears to be enjoying his best period with the team. The Monegasque driver not only knows the details of Ferrari inside out, but has also cultivated a special relationship with the Italian engineers. His ability to extract performance from the car may be linked not only to his natural talent, but also to his intimate knowledge of the technical details of the vehicle and the team's development philosophy. This puts Hamilton in a delicate situation. He needs not only to adapt to the car, but also to find his own way of working within the Ferrari system. Herein lies the fundamental point that many are overlooking. Hamilton may be diplomatically positive about Ferrari's progress, but the data does not lie. The approximately 300-point gap to McLaren is simply impossible to overcome at this stage of the season. Even if Ferrari has discovered substantial improvements with the new rear suspension, would it not be too late to make a real impact in 2025? The issue is not just about pure speed, but also involves consistency, strategy, and execution under pressure, areas where McLaren has consistently proven itself superior. Perhaps most telling is Hamilton's own admission that they are still calibrating the improvements. This indicates that Ferrari has not yet fully mastered the potential of the update, which could either represent ample room for growth or suggest that the team remains a step behind its competitors in terms of development. Considering that McLaren has not stopped evolving and continues to introduce its own improvements, the opportunity for Ferrari may be quickly closing. The truth is that the Ferrari of 2025 has become a captivating study of expectations versus results in contemporary Formula One. Hamilton may be correct in stating that the car is evolving, but relative evolution in an environment where everyone is progressing may not be adequate. The real question is not whether Ferrari has improved, but whether it has improved fast enough to make a difference. With Leclerc showing moments of genius and Hamilton still searching for his first complete adaptation to the 2025 car, 2026 could be the year we find out whether these improvements were just the beginning of a real recovery or simply minor adjustments to a project that was born with fundamental limitations. What do you think? Has Ferrari really found the way forward, or is Hamilton just being diplomatically correct about a situation that may be more complex than it seems? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any analysis from behind the scenes of Formula One.